Welcome to Thrive in the Future podcast, positive solutions to help you thrive, designing your intentional life, homesteading, gardening, and rediscovering culture and tradition. Join our thriving community. It's where a community shares our positive solutions, our wins and our losses. Join at signup.thriveinthefuture.com. It's been a great year at grownuttrees.com. I've sold over 60 chestnut trees, but I still have a few left. I also have elderberry left, and now elderberry cuttings and comfrey crowns. Check it out at grownuttrees.com. Okay, welcome back to Thrive in the Future. This evening I've got Grant and Homestead Padre with me, and we're sharing Christmas memories and Christmas traditions. So like I was saying, guys, I've been reading this Foxfire Christmas book, and it's super humbling where these people back in the Depression are like, and we came downstairs and my stock was full of 3 apples, 1 orange, and a Brazil nut. And that's all we got. And it was totally awesome. I worked all summertime hoeing in the cornfield, and I got $5 for the entire summertime. And I spent it on a .22 rifle that was $4.98 from the Sears Roebuck catalog. And I'm just like, wow.
I have one of those 22 rifles.
Yeah. Single shot 22.
Yep. No, mine's lever action.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was my great grandpa's. I don't know when he bought it.
Really?
But it is a Sears and Roebuck 22 lever action, and original iron sights on it, and that thing still shoots as straight and true today as it did probably when my great grandpa got it.
Wow.
I wish they would sell guns at hardware stores like they used to. The world would be such a peaceful place. And everybody could just go pick up a revolver for 5 cents and then just, stand on business. But yeah, I didn't know Foxfire had a Christmas book. I'll have to get it. I have 12 new prints. I have the full set of new prints, and then I have 8 of the originals.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to collect a lot of literature.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. I've read more than half of it or 3/4 of it already this evening since I got off work.
The only in print Foxfire I have is on moonshine and distilling. I have several digital copies. Those things are just so darn proud. I would love to own a set of them, but I don't have $200 to drop on one.
It was a gift from Mom not Mom. I think it was my Nana one Christmas, and so yeah, she's always spoilt us for Christmas. She used to anyway.
Well, if she wants one more to spoil.
Well, when we're up there, I'm sure she'll spoil all my friends. She is my grandmother that passed. The one I took care of after high school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Padre, what's your big traditions for Christmas?
We have a couple every year. And they don't really happen at Christmas time. They happen way before Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time one of us spots eggnog in a grocery store, we buy it. And it doesn't matter if it's September or if it's October. We come home, everybody gets a glass of eggnog, and we watch definitely White Christmas and probably The Grinch. But every year it's eggnog and White Christmas in October.
Wow.
and then we don't celebrate Halloween. So on October 31st, when everybody else is trick-or-treating, we are putting up our Christmas tree.
Well, that's really early.
It is, but the kids like it, and it was my wife's idea. We've been doing it for many years now. I'm used to it. Mm-hmm. Growing up, my mom always put the tree up the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was funny. When my parents were young, they had me really late. So they were little kids in the Depression. And back then, apparently, they didn't have Christmas lights up except right before Christmas. And sometimes they didn't have the tree or anything up until Santa brought that as well. And then so it's kind of funny because we've got trees and stuff up, like you said, in October. And they were they were more of the 12 days of Christmas thing in between Christmas and Epiphany. And so they would have the tree up real close to Christmas and then
be celebrating all the way through to the first week of January. And then when we were growing up, they put the tree up on Saint Nicholas Day, which is the 6th.
Well, my wife wants it up October 31st, and then I celebrate the Christmas season all the way through the end of January for Orthodoxy. So our tree is up a good amount of time. Is that 4 months? 4 months of tree? 3 months of tree?
Yeah. Yeah, we have here in Northeast Kansas, I live close to Lawrence, which is the college town, and they turn the lights on the day after Thanksgiving and they leave them on until Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow.
And it was really nice. We had snow last week or a couple weeks ago, so it was that was nice to see. What about you, Grant? What's your Christmas look like?
Our Christmas usually starts. We'll usually put our tree up right around Thanksgiving, like right after. It's always been a very unusual holiday because someone's usually always in the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Specifically, my Nana. She would like I know one Thanksgiving she twisted to get up and broke the ball off of her hip. So we spent Christmases in rehab. I think it's like a couple years in a row we did that. And then when she was here, we did that. She was here a lot. We'd get everybody over. We've had a lot of family die, unfortunately. And so it's fractured and shattered, holidays here and there, a divorce and then a passing and then a passing. So we don't really have much of a Christmas. I don't really, I look forward to holidays to fellowship with family because we'll all take that time out of, our busy lives to get together and truly fellowship. And we haven't done that for quite a few years, but we'll put up a tree. We stopped getting fresh cut and moved to this artificial tree, which was Mom's decision. And we just take it easy. We're all usually just very busy, but it's nice to make that specific time to like sit down and watch a movie with the family, or to really get together and have a good meal and a good dinner, and just really fellowship with your family.
That's great. So what's your favorite memory like when you were growing up and stuff?
I'd say my favorite one is I'll say the funniest one off the top of my head. So one year I got a pair of paintball guns, and it's like Wade's is like WD Archery in town, and he's closed. And they were trying to get me to guess what it was, and they were like, they started to spell out the place like WD, and then I just said, it says WD-40. And that's one of the funniest moments. But I think the best Christmas I've had, I don't even know what year it was, but my Nana and Papa were in their house before he had his heart attack, and his side of the family was there. It was both their second marriage, and they were there, we were there, so we had 3 different families come together, and it was really joyous. Just that real good family time that you don't really get all that often. And it was a great memories. Everybody was full of laughter. And it was hands down one of the best.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, when I was growing up, I grew up in Iowa, and in the late 70s and early 80s, it was the global cooling, so it was really cold, and it would snow we had snow on the ground one year from November 7th to March 1st. And like the river would freeze. They would have snowmobile tracks on the roads. It was a proper winter. So those were always good memories because they'd have the pond at the park would be ice skating. They had a dedicated snow hill that was just crazy, and they had a hot chocolate little hut down at the bottom and things like that. And then there were all these urban legends that someone was going so fast and they took the legs off of someone, and and all this stuff. It was kind of, that sounds gruesome, but it was kind of funny. Those were the things that I remember the most about the holidays, was just snow every other day and having to shovel it every other day. So yeah, pretty amazing. What about you, Joseph?
When I was growing up, I didn't have a very good childhood, so I don't have a lot of fond memories. But one thing my mom always did was we always got to open a present on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always pajamas. It's a brand new set. And I thought it was the dumbest thing growing up. And they were corny pajamas too. But it's one of those things that now that I'm older, I'm 40, I look back on it with a lot of fondness, and I miss that. I miss those times. My mom passed 22 years ago. So that hasn't been a thing in a long time, but yeah, it's just one of those. That's my unique Christmas memory that I have growing up, was the pajamas, the dumb pajamas that I hated, and now I miss them.
That's great.
From Thriving the Future, I wish you a Merry Christmas and thriving Happy New Year. Hey, if you like this episode, leave us a tip on Venmo or Cash App at Thriving the Future, or join the Patreon, patreon.com/Thriving the Future. You get early episodes and you get extras. Thank you. Check out Thriver News. It's thriving community news without the noise. It's longer form articles where Perpin and I share how to thrive and how to live that abundant life. That's at Thriver News, thriver.news. Check it out. Thank you for listening to Thriving the Future podcast. If you like what you hear, please click that like or subscribe button in your favorite podcast app. Follow us on Twitter at ThrivingTheFute, and also go to thrivingthefuture.com.